How's it going, everybody? My name is Reese Trevino with DeathCloud, and today we're taking a look at the Maneco Labs 16-second delays. Let's check them out. So the Maneco Labs 16-second digital delay is a boutique reimagining of the Electro-Harmonix digital delay from the 1980s. True to its inspiration, this pedal offers up to 16 seconds of warm, textured digital delay. The controls allow for deep manipulation of your delay, as well as encourage ambient and experimental sound design. Whether you're going for lush ambient soundscapes or you're trying to dive into that glitchy delay chaos, the 16-second digital delay is a powerhouse for any signal chain. Now, let's go ahead, put it on the table. I'd love to get it unboxed for you and get it hooked up so that way we can take a listen. Join me. All right, now that we're on the table, let's go ahead and bring out the Maneco Labs 16-second delay. A little bit about the pedal as I unbox it. It was modeled after the Electro-Harmonix vintage delay or digital delay that never was released back in 1983. Now, this version is, of course, a compact version, but it's as close as modern technology can get to that unreleased EHX digital delay. So now that we have it unboxed, we've got some beautiful stickers from Maneco Labs. I do want to go ahead and go through the little controls, sliders, switches, foot switches as well. That way we have a little bit of understanding before we go into the video. But starting on the left-hand side, we have the delay sliders. This coarse slider right here, it controls the size of the memory used for the delay. Of course, the maximum being 16 seconds, which is on the pedal. And up to 32 seconds in the slow toggle. We'll talk about these toggles in a second, but 32 seconds is wild for a delay pedal. I absolutely love that. But let's go to the next slider. We have the fine slider, as this is right here, fine. Thank you. Anyways, it controls the sampling rate and allows for time and pitch smooth changes, which is pretty cool for a delay pedal, that it'll change the pitch as you change the sample rate. Now, moving to the next, we have the sweep category, and we are starting with the speed slider. It sets the speed for the triangle waveform, or the low frequency oscillator, LFO in normal tone, normal speak. It's used to modulate the sampling rate, and the LED here, these little dots are LEDs, especially these two, as well as these two. This LED will show us as a visual indicator for the level of feedback that we're messing with, which is pretty cool. Going over to the next slider, we have the depth slider. The depth slider controls the amount of LFO modulation to sampling rate, from subtle pitch fluctuations to really crazy dives, rises, which is, again, super cool. Is going to be another popular word in this video because this pedal is just so freaking cool. Going over to the next category, we have the mix category. Starting on the left-hand side, we have feedback. The feedback slider is it's a regen control. It controls the amount of output signal from the delay that it's recirculated to the input of the memory, which allows for really interesting echoes, overdubs of the effects. In true delay fashion, when we max it out, it will oscillate into itself and create a never-ending delay, which, yes, is cool, but holy cow, that's nuts. Going into the next slider, we have the blend slider, and then that's, again, just going to allow for dry signal delay from 0 to 100, X, Y, and Z. Now, we've gone over the sliders. Let's do the little toggles here. The toggle to the left-hand side is a slow, fast toggle. It's a slow here and fast right here. The this toggle right here, it changes the rate from half to double, changing the pitch as well as the octave in slow and in fast. Slow being a lower octave, fast being a higher octave. Wow, that's pretty nuts for a delay pedal that can also give you pitch as well. Whew, not too many on the market for that. This next toggle is going to be the reverse switch, which changes the direction of the delay from forward, of course, normal delay, to reverse, reverse delay. And then the foot switches down here, we have the bypass, which is essentially on and off. But interestingly enough, when turned off, this doesn't stop the delays at all. This pedal is always listening to your playing. So turning it on, turning it off, no matter what, it's still listening. So if you were to play a chord with it off, and you suddenly say, I want delay right now, it would pick up from where you were playing and continue the delays. Why? Because it's freaking cool. I don't know too many delay pedals that can do that, so this is definitely a unique beast in itself. And this next foot switch is the infinite foot switch, which is a classic freeze effect. When engaged, it actually will stop the delay from affecting your signal as you play after you engage it, allowing you to play without adding too much delay to your signal chain. But once you, of course, engage it again or disengage it this time, it'll go on business as usual, which, whew, that's a lot for such a little pedal. This compact version is very similar to the larger enclosure, which we'll actually go ahead and pair side by side later in the video. But for now, let's go ahead, get it plugged in, take a listen, and explore some of the tones that it has to offer. Let's check it out. So now that we have the delay plugged in, ready to go, a little bit about my signal chain before we dive in. I'm running this delay into an HX stomp in the effects loop, just to keep it nice and simple. As far as other effects that we're using, I'm only using a compressor just for recording sake. And then guitar-wise, I'm going to be playing a Jennings Voyager Deluxe with humbuckers. So let's go ahead, take a listen to it. I want to leave the mix setting at halfway for the majority of the video. We'll mess with it towards the end. Once we get down, we'll go left to right for the different sections of the pedal. But without further ado, let's go ahead and show you the first setting. So for the first section of the pedal, we have the delay section. And the two knobs, again, are coarse and fine. What we're going to do is we're going to mess with them interchangeably since they both interact with each other. As well as these two sliders, I do want to mess with the slow, fast toggle while we are messing with this section, just because it directly affects the this section as a whole. But I want to give you a little taste of the clean tone. I completely forgot. Here it is. So there's our clean tone. Let's go ahead, dial in a quick little sound demo. We'll keep the feedback pretty low. That way we don't run into the full 16 seconds. We'll again dive into that later. But let's go ahead, play around with it a little bit, and see how it sounds. Here we go. There we go. So first impressions of how it sounds, it's definitely really warm, vintage inspired, and the repeats are beautiful. You're going for that lo-fi-esque warm vintage delay. This is the guy right here for you. Let's go ahead. I want to show you another setting with this section before I move forward, but we're also going to mess with the fast toggle. And as you see, when I switch to the fast toggle, the fine slider, which controls the sample rate, starts doubling in time. So remember, in slow, we have 32 seconds of delay, but in fast, we have the 16-second. Shocker. But let's go ahead and take a listen to it, how it sounds right now with the coarse and the fine changes. So let's take a listen. So as we increase the coarseness and we switch over to the fast setting, yes, the delay, of course, takes a little bit longer to get to us. But what I like about this is it does what the MXR carbon copy does really, really well. Is that first initial slapback repeat that you get, in this case, is not slapback, but repeat you get, it's beautiful. It's nice and crisp, almost digital-esque, where it completely gives you back what you put into it. But immediately after that, it changes the game, flips it on its head, and makes it vintage in terms of the feel, the tone, and the level of kind of lo-fi-esque, using a lot of guitar verbs here, but it's beautiful. I really like how it sounds, and moving forward, we'll definitely keep the settings right here with the coarseness a little bit lower, the sample rate up more. We'll keep it on fast. We might mess with it moving forward, but let's go ahead and mess with the sweep setting. Again, the sweep settings, they control the LFO modulation effect in the actual pedal. But let's go ahead. I'll stop talking. Let's listen. Almost forgot. I definitely want to mess with the settings before we jump into playing it. The speed slider here directly affects the sample rate, therefore changing the light based off of the rate that we have, which is super fun. This pedal has so much to enjoy that I'm gonna stop talking again. Just show it to you. I really need to stop. Here we go. That sure is wacky and weird. Wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna bring the depth up more, like almost all the way. We're like at 80%. Speed down, just because I want to get it closer to a chorus sound. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Wow, that's weird, but freaking cool as well. What I want to do next is make it even weirder. We are going to switch from the fast toggle to the slow toggle, because what it's going to end up doing is it's going to speed up and slow down as it goes lower in pitch. Enough talking. Let's listen. Now that is freaking cool. I absolutely love how weird this pedal can get. But enough about this sweep setting or sweep section. I do want to go ahead and move on to the mix. We're going to go ahead and dial up the feedback, which is just the amount of times that you're going to hear the delay repeat. We're going to dial it up almost at 100%. Here's 100. We're going to dial it back down to about 75, 80%, and just see how long it really goes. I don't want to completely push it and have it self-oscillate, because we'll be here forever. But let's just give you a taste of how the decaying sounds. And yeah, let's listen. Hey, I counted off screen. This delay kept going for 50 full seconds. And honestly, if I play with it even more, it might give me more if I mess with the settings. Um, we're not even at full feedback, so it hasn't oscillated into itself yet. But I do want to switch it back to the fast setting. We're going to bring the feedback down to about the same as the blend. Funny enough, with this switch, it definitely only works when you're playing something into it. So it's momentary. Whatever you feed into it, that reverse will go. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean. I have everything set for it. I don't want too much modulation into it. I almost have it at 0 just because it can get kind of intense, but I definitely want to use it with taste. So let's listen. Now that's pretty intuitive. I like how you're able to pick and choose when you want it to affect your delay repeats. But now that we've taken a listen to that, let's listen to the infinite toggle with a big old chord. So that means I want to bring up the feedback just a touch more, and let's listen. What a wild and intuitive delay pedal. That infinite is really nice to have, especially if you're a one-man band and you want a little bit of backing behind you. But I do want to bring in the big boy. Let's go ahead and put it on the table and kind of compare them side by side, see how they sound, see how they look, and what can the other can do that the other can't. So let's listen. Now that we have both the large and the compact version on the table, let's do a quick overview of the different settings that we have here in terms of differences. The large version has a clicks right here, the clicks section. This actually controls a metronome, built-in metronome in this thing, which is pretty cool. It also can be controlled via foot switch, and there's a clock that will actually affect other pedals that go out of this in terms of expression, which is super cool. There aren't too many delay pedals that can send out time, but again, there's another foot switch. I believe this one is for the bypass. I'm not too sure. In the manual, it doesn't really show, but of course, it has effect out, input, and it has a little vent area kind of for the pedal in terms of keeping it cool, which is really fun. But enough talk. We have the settings pretty much the same. They won't be identical, but this will give us a good representation of how each sounds. We'll start with the compact. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Now, in terms of differences, the large box definitely has more of a vintage feel to it, a little more lo-fi, whereas the compact version, you still get a little bit of that vintage analog crisp delay, but it's a little bit more crisp than the large enclosure. Let's go ahead, bring it back to the compact, and let's get a slapback kind of sound. Let's listen. Now, if you're chasing vintage digital tones or just want a delay that pushes the boundaries, the Maneco Labs 16-second delay delivers in spades. It's not just a delay pedal, it's an instrument. It truly is. Definitely one to explore if you like your delays weird, wild, or full of personality. Thank you so much again for watching, everybody. If you liked what you saw, like what you heard, feel free to let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe to stay up to date on the next video. And if you want to pick yourself up one of these bad boys today, feel free, click the link in the description. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Reese Trevino. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.